Okay, we return on day 6. We've got scarred for our adventures, and of course, we have our kitty Helbor to keep us company and delight us with their purrs. Okay, and yes, we gotta keep an eye out for finding the red Abony. So what do we have? The old man of Coniston looks out across the lake with blind eyes. His mind wanders with the current floating gently southwards of the fork. So, Coniston. Wow, a whole thunderstorm in this game. Old man with blind eyes, because it's the mountain. So yeah, we have Coniston water. Old man looks out across the lake. So down here or here? It's not really like, I mean, it could be like this way. His mind wanders with the current, floating gently southward towards the fork. Okay, so southwards down here until this fork, or those two rivers meet. The heavens open up as I reach the fork. I take a moment to pause and listen to the sound of water on water. I'm soaked through, but my spirits are as high as I return home. I am not empty-handed. 2 new plants today. Okay, we've got 2 purple plants with small flowers. Let's put them up here, and we can greet our customers for the day. Eleanor Brahmer. The insects make my salt marshes uninhabitable. People stay away and not much grows there, but I know where to find an unusual plant. I have drawn you a map in case you decide it's worth your time. Well, thank you. And yes, immediately gives us room to explore. Initially it felt like, oh, we were gonna have to work for it, but I guess the game is very generous with like letting you do your thing. Okay, so she drawn us a map and we gotta find, so this looks like it's the sea maybe. So this is a coast above where the river comes in. Like kinda here, maybe as this sort of, it's not really a path because it's like a path, but it's like a border between a darker and lighter space. So could be here. The air is thick with flying, biting insects, an unbearable plague. I fight against it for mere moments before I'm overwhelmed. If only I had some blue winter to keep them at bay. Okay, so we found the place, but we have to get a plant to help us. Okay, we know about winter boar, also known as blue aloe or blue winter after its cool blue-gray flowers. Winter boar is a hardy plant often found growing in extreme cold environments. The rubbery leaves make an effective insect repellent when applied to the skin. Blue-gray flowers. So we have blue-gray flowers here. Is this it? Yeah, blue flowers with orange center. Doesn't say anything about the leaves, but I think that one's most likely for match for this description. There we go, winter boar. And there we get the entry for Dratnium. So we can describe this one. Join the collection. The blue winter saves my skin, but the swirling mass of insect is so thick in places that it's hard to see. At length I come across what I came for and hurry away. Okay, we get a new plant. It's red and it has thorns, but we don't know what it is. It's red, could be the red Abony, but we don't have entry for it, so cannot identify. I guess we could check whether anything we know we haven't identified it is called that as an alternative name. Okay. Nothing else seems to have like an alternative name for the red Abony, so not known so far, but we can continue with our customers. Bethany Coleman, thank you for our help and discretion earlier. The sisterhood is grateful, but the news that the Arda was poisoned with gilded dendra has everyone worried. The temporary acting Arda is panicking. I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but one of the sisters has gone missing, a runaway called Thea that we took in a few years ago. We're trying to find her, and Sister Charlotte remembered that the Jacob's Wharf plan is set to help locate people. Okay. Jacob's Wharf. People tend to be drawn to the unusual flowers of the Jacob's Wharf. but it's the leaves that have the most interesting properties. It is said they point the way towards any person you wish to locate and have been used successfully to find many a lost wanderer out in the fields. Okay, so it has unusual flowers and kind of spiky leaves, I assume. So could be this. Oh yeah, the leaves seem to have a mind of their own, so it's like they move around, but we're not looking for anyone, so they might be just doing a thing. It's a similar leaf shape, but they don't do anything. So I think it's this one. Yep, Jacob's Wharf. And we get page for Solomon's Scepter, also known as Hell's Gate, or sometimes Solomon's Curse. Okay, not the red Abony still. So this one is Jacob's Wharf. Join us here. Are we doing a good job, Kitty? You're doing the best job. Next, please. Peggy Morris. I read about a wonderful sounding ornamental plant, but my book didn't say what it was called or where to find it. Well, that's a terrible book. It has curled leaves and dark blue flower. Cool. Well, I mean, Lady of Summer has dark blue flower and curled leaves. Is that what you want? Because we also have the forest comfrey, but that's not as curled. Yeah, it says dark blue flower, a single one. So I think the Lady of Summer. Yep. Yeah, we already knew what it was. I guess it's just like a filler customer. It's not thing to do with the story. Ines Alford, we've had our eye on you for some time now. Join us. Praise the Dandrew. Okay, who are you? What do you want me to join? I represent a group called the Seeds of Redemption. Your expertise would be very useful to us, and we have much to offer in return. Let us know we can count on you by leaving a single St. John's poppy flower outside of the Sagil Church before Friday. Do not make the mistake of ignoring us. Praise the Dandrew. Okay, but who are you? What do you do? Like, why am I joining? Because I do have the St. John's poppy, right? Yeah, it's this one. So I could do this. It's just my question of, do I want to do this? Like, what is this organization? Yeah, so it's the Cultist. A man who claims to represent the group known as the Seed of Redemption. He grew up in a nearby Godsforth, but it's rumored that he spent some time living in Rydal Cave. It is not clear what happened in the intervening years, but by the time he came to Undermere, he had dedicated his life to the one he calls the Walk in Dandrew. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. Them being some weird cultist wanting me to join with no explanation, I am not. I mean, it says before Friday, so we can see what happens today and tomorrow, whether we want to, whether we learn more about this cult and whether we want to join, or, you know, do we have a choice? What happens if we don't? Well, I guess for now, just next customer, please. Verona Green. I have returned from Swinside. I must admit I was hoping for more to go on, but there were certainly signs of a ritual having been performed at the Stone Circle. Yeah, maybe it's the cultists. Have you thought about that? And the poor victim, well, the less said about him, the better. Ruben had it right though, Grizzly. I have the beginnings of a theory, but I'd like to run some tests on a sample of the gilded dendra. Yeah, the poison thing. Yeah, do not drink the sap of this plant. The lips and veins will turn black as the blood succumbs to the dendra miasma, a sure and painful way to die. The poison is so potent that even touching the leaves of the plant can be painful. Okay, I had that plant for a while that it was like, it hurts to touch, right? This one. Yeah, my fingers ache from handling this plant. And those leaves kind of make sense with the plant. Inside, found in dead deer. I guess that even further makes sense that the deer ate it and died. Yep, gilded dendra. Maiden Sorrow. Okay, nothing here that's like alternative names we're looking for. Then we can change this now. Okay, that's identified. Who's next? Anne Wood. She's new. My aunt died 2 weeks ago and I inherited her house. I have been sifting through her possession and last night I found something unusual. In a forgotten corner of the attic, I found a coffin. More unusual still, it was bound by strong vines, so strong that I cannot cut through them. I immediately thought of your shop. Thank you. You know about plants, right? Okay, she was the Royal Gentia, which I think I already have. Yeah, this the Everheart. Yeah, just not confirmed because I've done it from the description, but no one had use for it yet. Yes, sometimes called Everhard, the pink flowers of the royal gentian are made up of 2 large kidney-shaped petals. One of the few known ways to release the bind of swift snare is to apply a paste created from the sap of the royal gentian. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Use this plant. Confirmed. Elderfinium. The petals of the star can be brewed to create an antidote to the Dendras miasma, a deadly poison that causes the blood to slowly turn black, eventually resulting in a painful death. It has an intoxicating scent similar to that of Solomon's scepter. Okay, so this is the antidote plant. Okay, we have will to explore and we have this, but I'm still not sure we want to do this. I don't like the idea of joining a cult, especially that I have the feeling that they might be potentially, you know, have something against the sisterhood, so they might be doing the cult murders and things. So I don't trust them. Let's go to next day. Card. Okay, so last time, yeah, I didn't read this story. Not long after the girl left home, her father wept, but he was so caught up in his own grief that he let her go and did not look for her. Before she left, she returned to her hiding place and carefully retrieved the book, her excitement building as she did. She couldn't articulate what was so alluring to her about the book, but by now it had become an obsession. 5 miles south of the tallest but one, it grows in peace in the midday sun. Okay, so we're talking about a mountain somewhere. Day 7, Thursday. So yeah, we have to decide about the cult today, Kitty. Do you have an opinion about joining a cult? Should we do it? Should we not do it? No, is there something scribbled on my desk? But it seems mostly be the logo. Okay. Well, let's start with an adventure then. So we want the second tallest mountain, just in general. Because there's like obviously some mountains here, but possibly smaller. So we have this Scarfell Pike is 978, so that might be the tallest. Let's make a little note thing. Okay, so it seems the tallest mountain is Scarfell Pike at 978, and then the second tallest is Bowfell at 902. From what I can see, like there is no other mountains that are over 900 meters. So, okay, it's Bowfell, 5 miles south of the tallest but one. So yeah, second tallest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here. The forest here is lush and vibrant. The birdsong feels enchanting like the call of sirens. Nestled in the undergrowth under the shade of a birch tree, a plant grows. Oh, looks like those flowers that like smell like rotten meat that attract flies and stuff, which, you know, sounds amazing. Okay, you can go here for now. Okay, now that I'm back, next customer please, Anwood. I was able to strip away the Swinsner vines and lift the lid with more than a little trepidation, I'll bet. Yeah, I mean, it was a coffin, so who knows. To my relief, but also disappointment, the coffin contained nothing but dust. Well, I mean, if it's been there long enough, whatever was inside might be the dust. At least that's what I thought at first, but then I looked closer and discovered a golden amulet embedded in the grey ash. On the back of the amulet is an inscription that says, "With Solomon's scepter I awake." Well, that is a plant. Yes, it is a plant, because I have an entry for it somewhere. Solomon's scepter. Also known alarmingly as Hell's Gate and sometimes Solomon's Scorn, the flowers of the plant are commonly used in witchcraft and other satanic practices. Lady, be careful. Many sweet-smelling small flowers grow along the stem. Okay, so small flowers I got here. Is this sweet-smelling? So dark flowers, okay, unhelpful, but they're kind of flat and this is like more cupped. So this, yeah, like purple flowers, they smell is alluring, yes. So sweet smelling flowers on the stem and more that shape, so that's your plant. But listen, lady, I don't think that dust is just dust, like it says ash as well, so whatever you're about to do, you want to be careful with that, yeah? Use at your own risk. I take no responsibility. I'm not insured for this. Long Verkund, sometimes called Witch Remedy, and lifts curses. Okay, well, we can label this, and it goes over here. Yes, kitty, people are have no idea what they're playing with. Oh, here's the mailman. I heard a shepherd got killed by some wild beasts up near the Swinsdale Stone Circle. They say it slaughtered half his flock as well. People around here don't seem too bothered by it's gotten them panicked down Foxfield Way. Okay, so they're saying the murder was some wild animals, but we know it wasn't. Kentmere Eye. Well, okay. Boys, Kentmere Eye. Is it an actual place or is it an anagram? Okay, there's Kentmere. What's Kentmere Eye, though? Well, I mean, we can just go to Kentmere and see what happens. I descend into a pleasant valley where the village of Kentmere is situated. On my way up is the Brockstone, or Badger's Rock, which has always been popular with local children who challenge each other to scramble up its craggy sides. I make a beeline to the village church, St. Cuthbert's, which is sheltered by an ancient yew tree. There are many plants to admire amongst the headstones and tombs, but sadly nothing extraordinary for me to find today. Okay, no, that wasn't it. Okay, Kentmere Eye. Well, we need to get some more will to travel so we can water. Watering plants makes us want to get out of here. We're good to go. But now, what is Kentmere Eye? There's the Dollar Stone Circle, which, you know, it's round, kind of like an eye. Because, yeah, like, I'm trying to think of any geographical features that would be called eyes. Like, there's rivers, springs... There's mountain, hills, peaks. What's eyes? The hills of eyes? I don't think they do. Well, we can try the circle. The circle of ancient rhyolite boulders has been a site of ritual importance for hundreds of years. A lone pillar of red sandstone staff stands off to one side. It has swirls, but nothing for us to find. Okay, let's think about it some more as we water. I think like also doing the orders correctly also gives us more will to explore as well, so we can just do more orders while we think too. Okay, well, we can travel again, but I'm just not sure what else could be a Kentmere Eye. Like, unless, you know, it's one of those things we'll only be able to see once we have the secret seeing lens and there will be an eye on the map or something. Well, let's try more customers then. Baron is back. Well, this is getting interesting. I was able to confirm that it was indeed gilded dendra that was used at this Windside ritual site. That's a worrying sign, yes, because that was also used to kill the Arda. It is a plant that is used several of the darker incantations, and it can't be a coincidence that the very same plant was used to poison the Arda. Yeah, exactly. Something's going on. There must be a connection between this other murder and the Sisterhood. Yep. I need some mental clarity to think it through some more, because yeah, we need to think about this cult. She wants Maiden Sorrow that wants us to join, but I'm like, that just sounds like there are two sides, right? There's the Sisterhood and there's the cult. Someone has muted my mic for the rest of the episode, and I didn't notice until I went to record the next one. So now I have to record over the footage again, in case you're wondering why it's weird. Yeah, and of course it's all my fault, because, you know, who buys a microphone that can be muted by your cat, right? But it's okay, it's okay. I go on to identify Maiden's Sorrow. Rubbing the soft leaves of this plant between one's fingers and thumb is said to help prevent the mind from wandering, providing a focusing effect. The flower of this plant droops mournfully, but it had thorns along its stem that are thought to lend it its name. Well, I only have a couple of thorn-based plants, so we have to pick between the two. And only one of them really has a drooping flower, so it's not hard to pick the right one here. Identifying this plant correctly gives me the page for red abony, so hopefully I can get my device working soon. But first, need to label up my new identified plant. The red abony. This plant is said to uncover that which is hidden, including buried treasure and secret writings. The red abony is extremely rare and not well studied. Blood has been spilled over this plant, which is where the red part of the name is believed to come from, since confusingly the large flower is in fact blue. Upon learning that the plant is actually blue, I jumped to this weird large flower I received earlier, as the center structure does seem to closely resemble the image in the book. I insert into the lens device, and it works! Time to inspect the map for secret messages. There is Tomb of the Hunter, but I see nothing around Kentmere to address the eye mystery yet. There's a marker for a site where Erdelphinium grows, and one for the Great Oak. That's less secret messages on the map than I was hoping for, but still enough for us to have some threads to follow. Hovering the device over our desk makes the plant blocks glow blue, but changing them to different entries does not seem to change that state, so it will not help me guess what the secret code might be. The letter we received about the device has a message for "It works" hidden on the sketch, just so we can make sure. The call did not add any secret messages in their letter. I also did a quick pass of the device over some pages of the plant book, but then decided it would be really mean if they hid something among all of those pages. Instead, I proceed with exploring the spots marked on the map. Hunter's grave is first. The memorial bears the name Swave Friar. It stirs a memory. He was one of the rare. Theirs is a lonely life, at the mercy of dangerous addiction. They build a tolerance to the Drantium, sap in childhood, that they might benefit from its potent effects. But they will die if they stop taking it. An unusual plant grows sparsely around the memorial. A new plant for my collection. I have more to explore, so time to water my plants until my will is recharged. I visit the Great Oak. A huge tree stands before me, impossibly tall and wide, bigger than I could ever have imagined any living thing might be. Its upper branches grace the sky. Well, nothing there for us to find. Back to water more plants. Finally, I'm visiting the site where Elderphinium grows. Whoever wrote on my map has been very helpful. I would never have thought to come out to this desolate place in search of a plant's life, but a quick search yields exciting results. I can label this plant right away, since the map message told me what it was. I do have the book page for it as well. The petals of this flower can be brewed to create an antidote to Dendras miasma, a deadly poison that causes the blood to slowly turn black, eventually resulting in a painful death. It has an intoxicating scent similar to that of Solomon's scepter. Looks like this plant can help cure the poison that killed the Arda, so may be useful later on. Now that I explore the uses of the lens, I can go back to my customers. Reuben Ward, the detective, is here again. It looks like I'm going to have to make a trip to Blackcomb. Verona noticed something at the Swinside site that had me pondering. A piece of slate with a symbol drawn on its back. Can't think of anywhere else around where you'd get slate from. That and Bradley Miller keeps insisting he saw something up at Blackcomb. But then again, Bradley Miller does claim that fairies stole his wheelbarrow. Bradley Miller. If I'm going to spend a night out in the hills, I'll want to take some eyebright with me. I wonder if it's the cult symbol they found on that slate, but he offers no more detail. As for the eyebright, take care not to touch its brightly colored thorns. They will do no lasting damage, but they'll contain a small amount of venom that will cause a severe pain for several days after. A plant that only grows to the south in warmer climates, where they call it loaf after a long dead king. Known to improve eyesight at night in even the darkest places. Well, we only have one more flower with thorns in our collection, so that's an easy pick. Those thorns look menacing, I'm staying well clear of them. But he can have them. In return, we get a page for Wild Call, and the eyebright can now be labeled. Next, we get a visit from a new character, Forest Bear, with glowing green eyes. Does it ever stop raining in Undermere? You have a reputation in town for knowing about unusual plants. I need some grey sandfire. Nobody around here seems to even know what I'm talking about, but I hope I'm in the right place now. There's a bio for him, so he is significant to the story. Forest is one of the Dreer, a group that builds a tolerance to the harmful effects of Drantium from childhood, so that they can harness the plant's potent mind-enhancing abilities. It comes at a price. They will die if they stop taking it. Rumors that an ancient evil has arisen were too much for Forest to resist. Dreer means hunter in the old tongue. He has traveled a long way to kill it. The description of Dreer kind of reminds me of the Witchers, but I guess monster hunters with special powers are not exactly a unique concept. He asked for the grey sandfire. Sandfire has a tough outer bark which has many useful properties. Some chew it as a form of dental hygiene, taking care not to swallow it as it can cause unpleasant stomach distress. The flame-like tendrils give us a smoky scent, adding to the impression of a roaring fire. Something that looks like a roaring fire. I got a plant matching that description, and it even mentions smelling like wood smoke. In exchange, we get a page for Ember Soul and can label the grey sandfire. Now, it's the end of the day on Thursday and our last chance to join the Seeds of Redemption. We didn't get to learn much more about them since receiving this letter, but I do think they might have something to do with the killings of the Arda and whatever happened at the Stone Circle, because they're just the kind of things that a cult would do. Plus, if they want me to join them, they should have made a better sales pitch for their little club. Dropping some cryptic names and basically threatening me if I don't join makes them sound very dodgy. So I decide to ignore them and just stay here with my cat. A new card and a piece of story is revealed. Lowick to Ilgilhead, Foxfield to Crinklecracks. At first she felt free, but it wasn't long before the reality of her situation began to take its toll. She stole food when she was hungry and slept in makeshift shelters, not knowing where she was going, not caring. Eventually she made her way to Grisdale Forest. Seems like the person described here ended up in the forest with the Sisterhood. Next time you will see what sort of consequences await us for not joining the cult, and if we can find any more secret messages and clues to this plant code in our desk. If you want Hellbore to receive more pets, don't forget to like or subscribe, and I will see you soon on another adventure.